Hello everybody, I'm going to be cutting my hair today, and what you need is a pair of sharp scissors, some of these hair bands, a pointed tip comb, and one of these combs. If you're going to be only cutting the split ends, all you need to do is to comb it and just trim it off. But today I'm going to cut the length, so I will skip this trimming step. For people with straight hair, it is better to cut when the hair is wet. But because I'm natural curls, which you can obviously see, these are the natural curls, and this was actually reborn. I did my reborn a year ago, approximately. So this was original, if you can imagine it up there. So all these are the natural curls. So I'm going to ensure that I'm going to cut just before the end of it in order for my hair to have better control, to have some of those that I did the rebonding before. Otherwise, if I were to cut here, it is going to get haywire and chaotic. As I use this to divide my hair into two parts, I'm going to explain why I have to cut my hair when it is dry. It's because I have natural curls and it has got different intensity of curls, front and back, as well as right and left. So if I'm going to cut it wet and when it dries out, it's going to look different. So if that's the case, that would be terrible because you are not going to walk around with the hair wet most of the time. So it is better that I cut it when it's dry, and that's what I'm going to get when it's dry. I changed my mind about cutting first. Let me just address the issue of those who would like to layer our hair. If you want to layer our hair, it is actually better that I comb it all the way down like this and tie my hair at the top like this. Okay, and the reason for that is, can you imagine the distance from here all the way here? It's definitely longer than from here to here, where the front is. So after cutting, you're going to get a V shape because of this, all right? And that I'm not going to do today because I want my hair completely straight. So I'm going backwards again. So I was telling you about the hair, for natural curls hair, when it is completely wet, I have it really straight. But in whichever part that dries up, that part becomes curly. So that's the reason why I want to cut it when it is dry. As said earlier, I would like to cut my hair completely straight. So what I do is to have a proper comb, to comb it all the way back and make sure everything is smooth. And obviously, it is not a good idea to wear spectacles or masks when you cut your hair. But for my case, right now I'm doing the video, so I'm having these on. If you can afford not to have your glasses on, wear your contact lenses if you need to, and that would be better. So I'm going to tie it all the way back in 3 different bands. Now that I've tied my hair in a ponytail, I'm going to turn around and show you. I've used 3 different colors. Can you see? There are 3 different bands here, and obviously also you have to tie at the nape of the neck as low as possible, because if you were to tie a ponytail up here, then this length below from here to up here will become longer, and since I want it all straight, it is better that I tie at the nape of the neck neatly like this. And then between the lower one and the middle one, I'm going to pull it until the length that I intend to cut. Like this. I measured that I want to cut my hair about this length. So from the tip here to this part, I'm going to cut it off, and it will be above this band so that it will be neatly one bundle after I cut it. Now it's done. So it is about this length that I wanted to cut off. Comb your hair now into 2 parts, right and left. And then the other side, I will first of all divide it into another 2 so that I can have a proper trimming to ensure that it's properly straight. We call it the mapping of the head, so about this way down, and then I will tie 1 bundle forward and 1 bundle at the back. Now that I have already 2 bundles, I'm going to start trimming, and I don't cut this way, I cut this way. till I'm satisfied. See, it's slightly longer in front so that when I bring it to the back, I can tie my ponytail. If it is all exactly the same, it will be difficult for me to tie my hair. After one side is done, we do likewise for the other. Once again, divide the hair into two and then tie two bundles. And then I trim till I'm satisfied. Because my hair is not so long now, it's a bit difficult for me to see and look downwards. So just continue to satisfied. Now that I've done so, I pull a little bit forward to check that it's kind of balanced with the tautness, as well as to give it some tension. I just pull forward and measure. Then, for example, this, something is not so right, I just trim off and balance it up. Next, if you want to have some fringe or to have some shorter lengths here to give it some tendrils effect, approximately 1 inch from here and then another inch from there, you divide the hair and then bring it forward and tie up the rest. After tying up the rest, you have this bunch here, about 1 inch here and 1 inch there, or you can do a little bit more. Then, as you can see, these are the ends, and I start trimming off again. Always cut like this, not straight down. If you want something more fanciful, you may want to have a curve here, and then this is what you do. You pull towards the front, see, and then you start trimming. If you like it even more of gradient, then this way down. Now that everything is done, as you can see, it is above this word EST, established in 1892, whereas earlier on it was at the word New York, and it was with the moves around this length that I've cut away. Just before cut, it is at this New York word level. Now let me show you how it looks. It's pretty okay. And the other side, my left hand side, I deliberately wear black color so that you can see the contrast and where my hair ends. As you can see, I have pretty curly hair. So I hope you like this video and you can enjoy your new hairstyle just like the way I do. See you again next time. Bye bye.